Hi, I'm Carol Baskin, and this is Cat Chat 49. Today's guest is Chris Poole, the media producer for Big Cat Rescue. If you've watched any of our videos at youtube.com/, Big Cat Rescue, then you have seen Chris's genius at work. And so today he's going to be our guest, and we'll talk to him a little bit about why real men love cats and some of the tips and tricks that he might be able to share with you about how he has made our YouTube channel so successful.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
It worked the first time. Worked the first time. I'm amazed.
Yeah, it's just that first time when you have to download the software that takes a while, but after you get that, then it's easy.
Cool.
So do you have a whole desktop full of treats to keep marmalade and bowls nearby?
I've come prepared. I've got treats. Marmalade's actually on the keyboard. So if we lose transmission, you'll know why. But yeah, Cole's right down here as well. But I'll be able to get him. Cool. I'll try and get him up here. This. Come here. I'll just grab it. Go. Can you see him? It's just.
I can't. I see eyes. That's all you see of a black cat is their eyes.
Cool.
You know, for somebody who's
there. Oh yeah.
Crap.
It's rubbish. Dog, green shirt, and black cat. Not a good mix, I guess.
I loved the image that you used on Facebook that real men love cats. How old were you in that picture?
I was trying to think about it. I just found it the other day. It must be like 84-ish. So I was about like 3 or 4 years old, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. Like black cats. What's that?
Did you always have cats?
Yeah, always. Growing up, we always had cats and dogs, and that was my first cat, I guess. One of my mum's cats, Sarah. Yeah, and always had cats growing up, and dogs, and fish, and guinea pigs, hamsters, you name it. Always got some kind of pet. Yeah, I guess that's why I like black cats so much right now. But I like them. Hey, go.
So tell us about your early life. How many brothers and sisters? Where did you grow up?
I'm from Nottingham, England. So that's like pretty much East Midlands in the centre of England. I'm the oldest. I've got 2 younger brothers, Daniel and Craig, and then a little sister, Sophie. So, yeah, full house.
One of your brothers already lives here in the U.S., right?
Yeah, Daniel is up in New York. He works at a summer camp. He's like the adventure director. So he organizes all the adventure trips for groups of like 5 to 10 kids and 2, senior adults to go, kayaking, mountain climbing, mountain biking.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, all over the US. And my other brother, Craig, he actually is one of the adventure trip leaders. He did that last year. He'll be going back again this year. So,
were you the first one to move over here, or was he?
I think Daniel came over in 2002 to go to the summer camp just for the summer for like 90 days. But I was the first one to actually move here back in 2008 when I came to Big Cat Rescue almost 6 years ago.
Wow. And so was that when you first interned?
No, that's when I actually moved over in 2008 for the full-time job. When I interned was the end of 2006. So, yeah, I've seen lots of changes at Big Cat Rescue, that's for sure. Kind of crazy when you think about it.
Wow.
Don't know how I ended up in Tampa, Florida, looking after big cats, but that's life, I guess.
Did you ever think growing up that was the kind of work that you would do?
No, actually, I went to school for graphic design, and then I began to travel after I graduated and realized that I didn't want to be like, just designing, leaflets and bus timetables or, stuff like that. I wanted to actually like make a difference and do something with my life. So that's when I came across Big Cat Rescue online and did my internship in 2006. And the rest is history, I guess.
I'm always so amazed at how young people like yourself will just take off on this wild adventure when you probably didn't have a whole lot of money saved up. So it was a real, I would think, a very dangerous thing to do, to leave your hometown and go to a foreign country and be donating your time, because as an intern, you weren't getting paid anything. So
Yeah.
you were saying, okay, I'm going to give up 3 months of my life here and see if I like it or not. I love that pioneering spirit, and I'm always just blown away by our interns who are doing that.
Yeah, I think all the Brits just want to get away from the crappy weather in England. But, but yeah, I guess I was lucky. Obviously in between traveling, I was working construction and at supermarkets and just saving up and still living with my parents. And then, you know, said, "See, I'm going traveling for like 6 months. I'll be back." And then I just went back, had my room there, and just did the same thing for a few years. Saved up, traveled, saved up, traveled. But yeah, I was lucky to have the opportunity to do that. Really, I know a lot of people. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I know a lot of people just start working straight away and get stuck in the you know life, and they just don't get the opportunity to travel for more than a couple of weeks at a time. So I was lucky in that respect.
What other places did you travel to?
I went to Australia for like 6 months. I was doing like conservation work, just like planting trees, weeding, making hiking trails. Then obviously summer camp up in New York where my brother is now. I went there for like 4 or 5 years, working in the kitchen, away from all the kids, just doing a regular job. I went to Africa as well. I went to Africa to do white shark, helping out with research with the white sharks for like 6 weeks. So
Oh, wow. I
yeah,
didn't
it's
know
like
that.
yeah, went out on the boat every day and was basically identifying all the sharks by the dorsal fins. The scientists would take pictures and then we, take identifying marks and measurements, all that sort of stuff. Kind of cool.
No wonder you were so keen on promoting Shark Week.
Yeah, yeah. I love sharks. I want to go do the shark cage diving again. I've not done that for over 10 years. And I want to see some sharks again.
Jamie did that. You could not pay me
Yeah,
enough to do that.
it's perfectly safe. You're in a cage. I wouldn't free dive with sharks, no chance. But if you're in a cage, yeah, you
There's
feel
got to
small.
be some of them little enough to get through the
Yeah,
bars.
I know I've seen videos on YouTube where the shark gets its head stuck in the opening where you take your photos, and that'll be pretty sketchy. But it was cool experience. You can touch them as they swim by. Don't touch the mouth area as long as the sharp pointy end has passed. You can touch them, but yeah, definitely want to do again. See some sharks.
Maybe on one of your vacations.
Yeah, maybe.
So when 2006 you came over as an intern, back
Mhm.
then did we have like level 2 and level 3, or did you just do one stint as an intern?
Yeah, I just did one stint. I was up at summer camp like previously, then came down to Florida, so I was like maxed out on the visas. But yeah, back then I think it was just like the standard internship, and you could obviously stay longer, but we didn't have like the different what's the word, responsibilities different intern levels have now. So yeah, that's changed a lot too. I know we get British people, well, lots of people from all over the world staying for 2, 3, 4 internships, and that's like a year of their lives gone. It's pretty crazy, and respect to those guys for doing that as well, just giving up their
Yeah,
time, and it's got to be hard financially as well. But I
I
know they
would think so.
help us out a lot. So.
Oh, they're a huge help. So for you to get a job at Big Cat Rescue, because you have like the dream job at Big Cat Rescue, you get
Yeah,
to go out and take pictures and video of cats all day. People don't know the hard part of your work, and I want to talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. But so I'm assuming you must have come up on our radar within your first 3 months, that we were thinking this is somebody we want to keep as a videographer. What was going on at that time?
maybe, I'm not sure really. I
Well, somebody offered you a job, and it was
I
probably me.
don't know. I think what I actually went back to college to do like media, and that was back in 2007.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I emailed Brian, the guy who did my job previously, to say, could I come over and spend a few weeks to work towards, a credit on my course, just to see what you do more at the sanctuary. And then I guess he put me in touch with you or Scott, and then we got the ball rolling. I guess Brian was moving back up to Chicago, and we got the ball rolling on the visa. The visa was a
Wow.
nightmare.
So it was just really being in the right place at the right time.
Pretty much. I know
Hey,
Brian gave you a lot of notice, so you could find somebody, and yeah, right place, right time. It's not what you
yeah.
know, it's who you know, I guess.
I say that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, whenever I'm talking at colleges, I'm always trying to get that point across to kids that it's so important that you build those social networks, which you have done a great job in building our social network. But it really is about who you know, not what you know. Did
definitely.
you have any kind of history with video before becoming the videographer here, or was it all
No.
graphic art?
Yeah, I did graphic design, and then I taught myself iMovie on my laptop like 2 weeks before I flew over to Florida. And iMovie is pretty simple. But yeah, looking back at some of my videos, they're like, I've definitely progressed. But yeah, it's pretty simple stuff really, but you can definitely get better and better. And after 6 years doing a video each week, you should be pretty good at it by now. So yeah,
Well,
just
you are.
self-taught. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
We have, I meant to take a picture of it because I was going to show it here. Maybe I'll put it in the after post of this. But we have a chart that has everybody's personalities mapped out on it. And the one thing I love about Chris's personality is he is like as far out there as you can get as far as being a leader and somebody who is a self-starter and just does his own thing. He doesn't need anybody to be his boss. And
Yeah.
so I really love those kinds of employees because all I have to say is I want a video once a week and I never have to say anything else to you. You just take it from there and run with it.
And I was thinking about that the other day as well. You just let me do whatever I want, and trust that there will be a video up next week, and yeah, just do my own thing, plan out. We do it like months in advance, which video is going to be next month, and we actually plan the whole year. This like which video is going to be on February, what video is going to be in August, and so yeah, it's pretty cool that I just get to plan my own stuff, go out there, film, and get organized and make sure it happens. But yeah, it's different to other jobs, that's for sure. Nobody, breathing over my neck, asking me what I'm doing and making sure I do stuff. So I'm pretty lucky in that respect as well. Just do
Even
whatever I
your office has always been so remote, nobody would ever even know if you were here.
want. Yeah, I can just show up and leave whenever I want, I guess. But yeah, I'm
The proof is
secluded.
always the proof has always been in what you produce, though, and you have really done amazing things with our presence on YouTube. Um, I'm curious what goes into that because I've got to think, that APM music that we have the
Yep.
access to the library. I can just imagine that you probably sit there listening to songs until you just want to puke. How do you
Sometime.
pick out a song and then how do you decide how much film you need? I mean, is it something where you build this in your head first and then you go get the shots, or do you get the shots and look at it and then go, okay, this would make this kind of a film?
I guess I'm always kind of thinking about it, but yeah, as long as you've got a good song, like for the enrichment videos, like the Pumpkins, if you pick out a good song, like yeah, that's the song for this video, and then you can kind of get some ideas around that. But yeah, if you've got a good song, the rest of the video is pretty easy as long as you've got the footage, I think. But yeah, listening to the same track dozens and dozens of times, trying to get it all the editing right, that gets a bit tedious at times. But
Yes, because you'll notice in Chris's song in his videos that there will be like if there's a pause in the music, there'll be a pause with the cat, or if there's a bounce in the music to where it's something really, something's happening,
yeah,
then the cat is happening with it, and so that means you have to listen to that song so many times that
yeah.
you hate the song by the time you're through with the video.
Yeah, I hear some of the songs that I've used before. I'm like, oh yeah, that's from the Pumpkin video last year or the Christmas video from last year. But it could be a lot worse. Just listening to music isn't too bad. I
Well,
could
you
be
got a
doing
lot
much
of it
worse.
to listen to.
Yeah. But yeah, collect as long as you've got the good track and a lot of good footage, the rest is easy. It's the sucky part is when the cats don't want to play with enrichment or you don't have the footage. That's the worst part of the job, just trying to get the cats to play sometimes. But most of that doesn't happen very often. We're usually pretty good. Get some good action shots.
It takes a lot of cats though, because usually whenever Chris is handing out enrichment, if we go in the cages, our policy is here that Jamie or I have to be with whoever else is going in the cage with a big cat. So I'm usually standing around while he's doing all of that work. He's putting in the enrichment, he's setting up the shot, he's taking the video, and you go through all of that work. You're sweating like a pig, and
Yep.
the cat just walks away, and then it's like, all right, next cat.
Damn it. Yeah,
People don't see all the work that goes into it.
That's another idea for a video. All the outtakes, cats running up to a pumpkin, then just not doing anything, and then all the stuff that doesn't happen. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Like I know we've got the Easter egg video coming up, and we'll be putting Easter eggs in probably like 10 cat enclosures, I'm guessing, and that just people sometimes forget that takes my time, your time, Jamie's, sometimes Gail's. It takes a lot of time to get all that good footage and make it into like a 3 or 4 minute video. But it's all fun stuff. I can't complain.
At least with the Easter eggs, they're round and they roll. It seems like everybody agrees with those.
Yeah. All the stuff we know works is usually easy. It's like some of the new stuff we've tried sometimes doesn't work, but yeah.
And where do you get those ideas for new things?
Volunteers, people on YouTube who comment and say, oh, you should try such and such. That's where we get a lot of ideas as well. Yeah. YouTubers, volunteers. Sometimes I think of stuff occasionally. But yeah, just Facebook, people send us ideas all the time.
Some of the most popular things that you've done have been where people can see their cat in what our big cats do. And so I know you get this toilet paper one coming up that's going to be a lot of fun. Is that something where, because you've always had cats, those things come to mind? Or is it because you have the 2 cats you have that is more prominent in your mind?
Yeah, definitely with Cole and Marmalade. Like Marmalade loves to destroy toilet paper. We have to hide it now. We have to hide it in a cupboard. So we figured like a lot of successful videos for us is when we compare, domestic cats to wild cats, and people see the similar reactions. And basically, they are a cat is a cat is a cat, basically. Except tigers and lions could kill you if they wanted to. But with Marmalade, he loves to destroy toilet paper, so we're trying that with the big cats, and they like to as well. It's pretty funny, some of the footage we've got. And obviously catnip and laser pointers and boxers, all that stuff. They're all the same, just smaller.
Where did you get Cole? Was he one of the cats from here?
No, he was actually, we got a text from one of our friends. He was found at a busy intersection in Florida when it was getting dark, and she, managed to grab him, and she took him home, texted us a picture. She knew I worked at Big Cat Rescue, and we were a soft target. And so when we saw the picture, we decided to rescue him. And he was only about 5 or 6 weeks old, and we had to bottle feed him and teach him how to use the bathroom. And because we had him from such a young age, he bonded with us very closely. He likes to snuggle and hang out with us. But Marmalade, yeah.
You taught him to do paws up or hands up or stick up. Yeah. That was a very popular video.
Yeah, it's real. He trusts us a lot, so it's really cool. Get some funny behaviors out of him. Yeah, stick 'em up video is pretty popular. And Marmalade was the same kind of deal. So a friend of a friend texted us a picture. He was born. Their 2 cats weren't fixed. We told them to go get them fixed. And he was the only surviving kitten out of 3. The other 2 were stillborn. So we feared that he was going to, they actually take care of a feral colony as well. And they have outside cats. So we feared he'd either end up outside, living with those guys, adding to the problem of feral cats and overpopulation, or end up at a shelter. So again, when we saw the picture of him that she texted us, it was like, yeah, okay, it's fate. We've got to rescue another cat as well. And they get along really well. So we're glad we did it. They play like crazy all the time. Not sure where they are now, but
Of
good
course,
match.
if you want them on camera, they're going to
Yeah.
run.
Maybe I'll try the treats again. I know he comes running. Maybe I can show you. Come on, have some treats. Oh man, bad cameraman. Cameraman fail. You can see him now anyway.
Look at those eyes.
There's Marmalade. Oh my god, Chris failed again. I actually brought the Big Cat Rescue camera bag home to film an intro for the toilet paper video, and they were like all over it for about 10 minutes, smelling it because it's been outside, and they were going crazy. It was like a catnip experience for those guys. There you go. Marmalade's kind of weird. He doesn't like cat treats. He's a weird cat.
How strange.
Yeah, he likes all human food, but give him a cat treat, he doesn't eat it. He's a bit strange like that.
I've never met a cat that didn't like cat treats.
Yeah, he's a weird one. A bit goofy. What can you do?
I know from the staff meeting yesterday that you are a soft touch when it comes to cats, so you do have to kind of pace yourself. You were saying yesterday that when they were trying to place some of our ferals here, that you have to not even look because you end up wanting to take them home.
No more. Yeah, like two's our limit right now. We've got a good thing going, and we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, so really don't want to mess up the good relationship these guys have got and overcrowd the place. And maybe once we've got a house and a big patio, we can have like 10 cats. But until then, no. Call them Molly, double act, no more. Unfortunately, I just have to not look at them sometimes. Just move away.
It's got to be hard because one of the things that we frequently are asking you to do is to take cute pictures of the kittens that need to be adopted here and post them on Facebook. And you go into that kitten room and start playing with kittens, and you just start thinking, oh, I can make room for one more. I do the same thing, and it's like, no, you just can't.
I know, it's pretty addictive. You see how easy it is to turn into a crazy cat person when you get a kitten and watch them grow up and then want to experience the same thing again. Yeah, I know from the Big Cat Rescue, kittens will get adopted anyway, so I don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah,
I know they'll find a home.
They get so much cuddle time with the interns and are so people friendly when they leave here that they do get adopted very quickly.
Yeah.
Do you have ideas for what you would like, where you would like to go with your videography career? Is there anything that you aspire to, or that anything
Not
that you
really.
think, man, I'd really love to do that?
Not really, I guess. Just get more viewers and subscribers on the VCR YouTube channel. Really, just keep doing what we're doing, just getting the message out, thinking of new ways to, get people to react to the videos and visit our website and sign the petitions. Basically, that's like the main goal. There's nothing my videography career that I started 6 years ago. I'm not really a professional by any means, but yeah, the Big Cat Rescue, doing that stuff and getting people to make a difference, that's like the number one thing that I want to do.
I think everybody would disagree with you. You are a professional and you bring a level of professionalism to our videos that is just beyond anything I've seen at any other facility. In fact, one of the things that we were trying to do was to send you out to other accredited sanctuaries to help them grow their presence by doing a film for them that we would then put on our YouTube channel so that they could reach our audience. And then you had a little bit of an issue with your green card, which meant you couldn't fly. But thankfully, that's all done now. So maybe you could let me know when you're ready and we could start do that again.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I know I went to Lions, Tigers, and Bears in San Diego, California, and that video, I think it got over 100,000 views, which was
nice.
Which was big for us, but like massive for those guys, and they were so appreciative, and they got a lot of response from that. So yeah, it's definitely something we can start doing again. Go travel, see some new places, help them out. definitely.
I would think that that would be an awful lot of fun to see how different people do what they do and to be able to help them in such a huge way because most of the places that you'll be going don't have much of a social or an internet or
Yeah,
I'm sorry, video presence online. So it really is a huge help to them when
yeah,
they can get
definitely.
those kinds of views.
It's kind of crazy. I know lions, tigers, and bears, they were out pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so they had to really rely on the volunteers they had to, make the trip out there. I guess they weren't too far out, but unlike Big Cat Rescue, that's right in the center of everything. Basically, we've got tons of volunteers that come out to help us out, and those guys, they've got volunteers, but nowhere near as many as us. And yeah, it's definitely good to help them out and get them more exposure and help, basically. And it's cool to see how they do stuff as well. Yeah, meet all the different cats and learn how they feed the cats and care for them. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Definitely want to do more.
Back in the 90s, we were pretty much in the middle of nowhere back then, but we were still only 15 minutes northwest of Tampa International Airport. So even though there wasn't any development right around us, we were only 15 minutes away from society.
Yeah,
And I bought 600 acres that was about 45 minutes north of the airport, maybe an hour north of the airport. And we really struggled with whether or not we should move there because the 600 acres would give us a huge buffer and there's a
yeah,
lot more that we could have done with the property. But I was so afraid that we just would not have the volunteers that we have being this close to town. And am glad now that we made the decision that we did.
yeah. That's a giant amount of land. That's like
Yeah,
trying to do the maths now, but a lot bigger than Big Cat Rescue.
10
10 times
times.
the size. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one moment there. Yeah, 10 times the size. Jeez, that would be a nightmare in summer trying to keep all the enclosures mowed and all the weeds trimmed. Ugh. Yeah, that's a thing of Big Cat Rescue nightmares right there.
And back then, we didn't have the open roof cages because all of our cats were so much younger and so much more able to climb out of that kind of a cage.
Yeah,
So, we couldn't have really made their spaces any bigger back then. Now we could because our cats are all so old, you could probably put up a 4-foot fence. Nobody could get out, but if that were legal. But still, I'm glad that we're here.
yeah, it's a great spot right now. The mall across the road and bus stops right at the end of Easy Street, and it just shows. Yeah, even with picking up international interns or any interns from the airport, it's a cool spot now where we are now. And I'm glad you didn't move. That would have been 600 acres. Wow,
Yeah,
that's massive.
but probably no internet out there either.
Yeah, right.
Which is one of the things that most of these other sanctuaries deal with is they are so far out that they don't have good internet service. So I've tried to do cat chat shows with a bunch of them, and so many of them they just can't even do it because they can't keep a good connection.
Yeah, something we take for granted, I guess. Yeah, I need to go see more places that and just realize where they are located and what they're trying to work with. It's good to go out there and help them out. Definitely, there's so many places that just don't have anywhere near the exposure we do have on YouTube and Facebook. So it's a great thing that we can do to help them out. Definitely,
Wonderful. Um,
that's a good.
when you're putting together a video and you've got your music now and you're going to go out and get the film that you want, I'm curious about your filming style. Is it something where you wait for the right shot and then take that video, or do you film a ton of stuff that you then have to go back and just pick out those few seconds of primo video to be able to make the videos that you make?
Yeah, it's a bit of both, really. I know I've been there like almost 6 years now, so I know which cats, you know, like me, which cats hate me. There's quite a few cats that hate me, especially the Texas Tigers. But yeah,
Nothing personal, it's just that you're a male.
yeah. So it's good to know what you can work them out and kind of tell what they're going to do next. So it's a bit of both. You can stay out there and wait around for the right moment, or you can just keep recording and hope for the best. Yeah, definitely lots of footage and tapes and movie files to organize, but yeah, a bit of both, I'd say.
And how do you organize all of that footage? Is it organized like by tiger or by type, like enrichment, or how on
Yeah,
earth can you find a clip later on when you want it?
it's all up in my brain, I guess.
Oh
It's
no.
yeah, it's organized in a weird way. I think if anybody else looked at it, they'd be like, "What is? Does this go here or does that go there?" But yeah, it's kind of labeled for future videos and just by pretty standard folder for we've got enrichment footage of pumpkins for this Halloween film from last year. So just try and organize it as best I can and keep on top of it. And every so often I go through the hard drives and just trim the fat, get rid of stuff that I know I'm not going to use, and just reorganize again. But yeah, you can kind of go cross-eyed looking at all the video files and planning ahead for future videos. But I've got a routine down now, I guess.
I
And it
bet that would
works
take I bet that would take a ridiculous amount of time.
to organize. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember when I first got to Big Cat Rescue and we were using tapes, and I know that Brian, the previous guy, had tons of tapes, and I was trying to organize all those. We must have like 300 tapes now that I can go back to if needed, which is always good. If I delete stuff off the hard drive, I can re-upload it from the tapes. But yeah, I've got a safe full of all the rescue footage tapes and rehab and release Bobcat footage tapes. There's a lot of tapes and CDs and video files, but yeah, you have to try and keep on top of it really, otherwise it turns into a big nightmare. So I
I
try and do
should
my
pro-
best.
I should probably get those digitized.
All the tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did that with all my old tapes of like back when the cats were kittens. And then I put them on one of those 3 terabyte drives. And 4 months later, the 3 terabyte drive died. And
yeah.
now I can't access anything that's on there. So it's like, oh, I got to take all those tapes back again and have them all converted again.
That's what I'm afraid of. So we just upgraded to the 4K camera, which is like the resolution on that thing is amazing. You can like it's all crystal sharp. So um, like that's all actual video files that we have to save on the external hard drive. So as you know, I've got two 6 terabyte hard drives. It's basically just one set and then another set. So if one of those dies, I've got a backup.
Well, that's
But it's
good.
just extra expense and more files and copying, but definitely worth it. Like you said, if one of those external hard drive dies, I would be crying probably without another backup. So it's got to be
Oh,
done.
yeah.
That's why it's nice to have tapes to go back to, but I guess they can degrade over time as well. So yeah,
Yeah, the ones from back in the 90s, they are
yeah,
just so fragile that when you take them out of the little cases, you're just like, oh gosh,
slowly
please.
put it into the camera.
Yes.
That'll take a few weeks to digitize all those. But as long as I haven't got to do it, that's okay. Yeah,
When
good luck.
uh, when you're taking video, I know you're using several different cameras. Sometimes you use a little handheld, sometimes you got the GoPro up in the tree or on your head. Um, you've got the new camera now. Do you still use both cameras or just the new one?
Yeah, I use like the old one. It's good for enrichment because the HD files from the tape you can import to iMovie and then trim out. Say you've got a 5 minute clip and you want 10 seconds from the middle of it. With the 4K footage, you can't import that into iMovie because iMovie just can't handle the file size. So you'd have to use a whole 5 minute clip to import it into Final Cut Pro and edit. But
Mm.
with the HD tape, you can like get rid of 4.5 minutes of footage and just keep the 20, 30 seconds that you want and import that. So yeah, I can still use both. Like for some of the enrichment videos, I think using both would be good. Save a lot of time. And
Yeah,
then
because there's so much time that the cat's not coming for the
yeah,
enrichment. It's just a waste of time on
yeah.
the film.
And then I use a little small handheld one which I use for the cola marmalade videos. Just for like I normally just put that on the tripod or give it to another staff member or volunteer to film from another angle. And the tripod ones, I can just use it to set up and film like 10, 20 minutes and speed up for time lapse scenes. That works good for that. Yeah, and the GoPro, you can just put that wherever you don't mind it getting beat around a bit, I guess. On the end of operant sticks. Where else would we put it? Operant sticks on cages. When you put a pumpkin up in the tree for Reno, we put it on the cage to get that angle. So yeah, 4 different cameras and the iPhone as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
For times when you're out there cleaning or feeding and just see something funny or unique happening, you can just pull that out and film away too. So yeah, I've always got something to hand to capture the cats.
As soon as Google Glass is available and reasonable, and I'm thinking it'll probably run like under $500 and maybe even be available by this Christmas, I'm thinking that that's also going to be an added way that you'll be able to capture that first person
Yeah,
experience with the cats and not, it's a lot lighter on your head than the GoPro. That GoPro really hurts me in the
yeah,
forehead.
yeah. That'd be good for the keepers to wear as well. I know people have been saying they want to see a day in the life of the keepers. So
Really?
that would be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that GoPro does. It leaves an imprint on your forehead as well, but it does bring you down a bit. If you, yeah, that would be good. Google Glass.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it is if you're actually a keeper and you're taking care of the cats, you don't want to be picking up poop and then touching your face. So you can just tip it up and tell Glass to take a video, and it'll take the video, so you don't have to touch anything.
Technology, kind
Isn't
of
it
scary.
something? Oh, I love it. Just
Starting to
love
feel
it.
old now.
Speaking of technology, you had mentioned that you taught yourself iMovie, and I know that was the original
Yep.
software program that you used. I thought you had moved over to,
Final Cut Pro.
yeah. Are
Yeah,
you not using that anymore?
yeah, I use that. That was back in the day. The iMovie, we used that from like 2008 to 2010, maybe. And then we purchased Final Cut Pro. Been using that for the past couple of years.
Oh, okay. So you are using it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better. A lot more stuff you can do, and especially with the audio, you can like, yeah. Sometimes when people are talking, it spikes, so you can go in and tap it down a few levels so it doesn't spike on the actual video. Yeah,
Oh, that would be nice.
so much stuff you can do on that.
I need to learn how to use that.
Yeah, it's easy. If you can use iMovie, it's pretty easy. Same sort of setup.
Did you teach yourself?
Yeah,
Did you take any kind of online courses like lynda.com or any of those?
no, I'm a genius. I don't need online classes. It's pretty easy. You'd be able to figure it out.
Well,
I
let me
could
give it a
I could
try.
run through the basics with you if you want.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
That always helps if you can get through just the things that you use every day, and then you can learn the little
yeah,
nuances.
yeah. Forget when I started using that, but yeah, definitely a good way to move forward with your editing skills.
You know, people would think, it, especially maybe people that run facilities that don't have animals that are as glamorous as big cats, would say that, well, of course you're popular because you've got big cats. Who doesn't want to see big cats? But you have managed to become very popular on the internet with coal and marmalade. So tell me a little
Yeah,
bit about how you got that started and how you've managed to make it into the sensation that it is.
sensation. Wow. That all started with the stick 'em up video. I think the video of Cole doing the black cat stick 'em up. Um, I had my personal YouTube channel and we uploaded that and it got a bunch of hits. And then I found out that black cats are like the least likely to get adopted from animal shelters and most likely to be euthanized. And they're like my favorite cats. So we made the 10 reasons to adopt a black cat video. And that got pretty popular. So I just brought my work home, I guess, as cat videos, cat videos, cat videos. So it's just like the stuff I do in my spare time to try and, help promote adoption and spay neuter and just get these guys doing all the goofy stuff as well. But yeah, it's getting pretty popular now, which is cool.
Are there things you do to promote it? Do they have? I guess they have a G Plus page because that's how I invited you to the show
Yeah,
today.
they've got G Plus and Facebook and Tumblr and Pinterest, but mostly it's just YouTube and Facebook that I post to. Just haven't got the time to anymore. But yeah, they're pretty popular, and get photos of them doing stupid stuff, and it's all good promoting adoption, spay, neuter, and that's like the kind of mission there, I guess, just to help animal shelters and black cats try and dispel the myth that they're bad luck. Because Cole's only been good luck for us, so help out the cats, help out the black cats.
I really like the one where you actually went to the shelter. And I hear so many people say that they won't adopt from a shelter because they don't want to be sad. And even though it is sad, I thought you really showed the uplifting side of it, where the people there were very kind to the animals and they wanted very desperately to find any way that they could to help these animals find good homes. So I thought you did a great job of showing that side of adoption from a shelter.
Thanks. Yeah. It kind of makes when you visit places like that, kind of makes you feel like you're not doing enough yourself. Like I know we work and volunteer at Big Cat Rescue, and there's so many people there that see like really sad stuff every day. You know, the numbers are crazy, the amount of cats and dogs that are euthanized. So it was kind of humbling to go there, and but it was also good to promote that place again, which is the Hillsborough County Animal Services, and yeah, just show how many cats and dogs need a home and how easy it is. $20 to adopt a cat, and that's the only way we're going to help solve the problem. Basically, adopt, adopt, adopt. No, don't buy or breed. That's not a good thing. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend going there and seeing all the cute cats. And there's a lot of older cats too. Like that was another video I made about 10 reasons to adopt a senior cat. And there's so many older cats that will make great pets that are like stuck in shelters, like they've been, dumped by the owners. The owners, move to a different state and don't want the cat any longer. It is sad, but I know, like we say at Big Cat Rescue, you can make a difference. So definitely go visit and adopt a cat if you want a pet.
There's a place right down the street from us that maybe you could go in. I know the owner, her name's Carol Childs. It's right at the corner of Shelton and Gun Highway, and it's called National Humane, and they do cat adoptions there. But maybe a video done there of some of the work that they do would be a nice way to promote adoptions at their facility.
I know that's on the to-do list as well, just showing all the kittens. I know we've fostered over 80 kittens. Is that what we said?
Yesterday I updated the chart because I had never put Luna on the chart for some reason. I find out that Luna's been here since, what they say, 2003 or something.
Yeah,
it was like, oh my goodness. She isn't really part of the foster program, but I figured we need to put her in there since we're doing all these foster cats.
Yeah.
We're at 99.
Whoa.
So the next kitten in is going to be number 100.
Nice. Yeah, so that's definitely something we need to do. Make a video about. Just showing the interns. That's all the interns. That's their responsibility as well, right? They're like bottle feeding the tiny kittens around the clock, and once they're about 2 pounds in weight, we go and get them spayed and neutered. I believe, is that right?
Yes. At 2 pounds, they go back to the Humane Society. That's who we're working with. They get their animals from Hillsborough County Animal Services and also from Pinellas and Pasco. I didn't know that until just recently. And then they farm them out to all of the foster homes, and everybody raises the kittens up until they're 2 pounds and then sends them back to the Humane Society where they get fixed and then adopted. And then the mothers sometimes come with the kittens. And those are the ones that we're most concerned about. Whenever we send kittens back to the Humane Society, I'm never worried about whether or not they're going to get adopted. They're going to get adopted right away.
Yeah.
But those mothers, I mean, I just hold my breath until I see them come up on the list as having been adopted. And so it's always good to see that they get homes too, and that they're rewarded for the good work that they did as mothers while they were here.
Yeah, that's a cool thing that we're doing. 100 cats. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And that was just in I think a little less than a year. So if we could save 100 cats a year, I'd be really, really happy with that program.
It's cool for the interns as well, because we're like a hands-off, no contact facility that they get to play with some cats at least. Domestic cats, safe ones. But yeah, it's a cool program. I'm glad we started doing that. That's really cool. Helping the small cats out too.
There was something I was going to ask you, and it just flew right out of my head.
That happens a lot at Big Cat Rescue.
Oh, I tell you.
Too much stuff going on.
Tell
Um,
us what a typical day looks like for you. How do you bike into work, right?
yeah, I'm back
So
in.
starting with that.
So I live like a mile away, maybe. So I ride my bike to work, and then I usually post something to our Facebook page around 8:30. This morning I was out filming the cats with the toilet paper. Because it's that's always the best time to film the cats in the cooler hours of the day when they're more active. Like come noon, 1 p.m., they're doing what cats do best. They're sleeping and don't want to play much. So yeah, I'm normally filming and then organizing the footage. I can make some graphics in the afternoon, edit, plan videos. There's no typical day, I guess.
Well, that's
Uh,
probably true.
yeah. Then sometimes I help feed at night and go around film some more. Sounds pretty easy, right?
Your green shirt shows that you're putting in at least green shirt hours as a volunteer. So that means like 8 hours a week that you're
Yeah.
having to volunteer on top of the time that you're actually being paid to work. During your volunteer hours, what are you doing?
Sometimes cleaning or doing projects, feeding. I feed 1 or 2 times a week. And then sometimes the past Sunday I came in with my still camera and just took photos. I needed some new photos, so I was like, I'll go in Sunday morning, just take a bunch of photos and build up our database some more. So all of that stuff, that fun stuff. I
One of the
guess
things I can tell you that Chris does is he's always looking for how can we improve the visitor experience. And so he's frequently been on my case about how to make the feeding tour better or how to make the keeper tour better. And I really appreciate the fact that he does care about what kind of experience people have when they come here and that he comes up with ideas for how to implement that. It's one thing just to say we need to do something better, and it's another thing altogether to be able to actually come up with better plans. One of the things that you've been taking on recently, and I'm guessing it's for the same reason, is that you actually lead the photo tours when people pay to come out
yeah,
for a photo tour.
yeah, that's been surprisingly busy. I thought we was gonna have like one photo tour a week, and then like I think last week I had 3 or 4 or 5. So yeah, it's pretty cool because I know the cats. I can try and get them in the best spots for the photographers, and yeah, it's pretty busy. So could be a full-time job right there. People coming from all over the country to get shots of the cats. And it's a pretty unique place, like unlike a zoo or a different facility there. You've seen in the videos, or there's the cage wire is 4 by 4 inch openings, so they can, if they've got a good zoom lens, they can focus on the cats and get rid of the wire, so they can get some really good shots. And a lot of the cats will come and say hello to me, so I can get them in good spots and get them shots that they
Well,
wouldn't
that's good to hear.
wouldn't otherwise get. So yeah, keeping me busy, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
you may have bitten off more than you expected because, like you said, we did. I don't think we were doing that many photo tours until you started doing it. So I think people are probably signing up because it's you doing it.
Yeah,
And they are probably signing up because of the changes that you guys, I think it was you and maybe Chelsea, had suggested some different language for the website as far as separating private tours from photo tours so that people who really wanted photo tours would be able to see exactly what they were going to get out of that experience.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely more photo tools than I imagined, but it's all good. It's all bringing in money for the cats. So I think last couple of weeks I've done 8, so keeps me busy.
Speaking of things that you have brought to the sanctuary, you were the one who first, my phone just will not quit ringing this morning. You were the person who brought to me the revision 3 um,
Yeah,
idea or contract and said, look at this and see what you think of it. And that has made a huge difference. Do you remember what our viewers were on YouTube before this and when that was?
yikes. No. um, I can I forget how long we've actually been signed up with Revision 3. So Revision 3 is like part of Discovery Digital Networks and the Animalist show. they've just started a YouTube channel. Must be like 4 or 5 months ago. So like the intro you see at the beginning of our videos, the Animalist, that's part of the Discovery Digital Networks, and they provide us with sponsors like Netflix and just recently Meow Mix, and that helps us again bring more money in for the cats. And the exposure has definitely increased since we signed up with those guys too. They like share our videos on their networks and websites, and it's definitely increased. It's definitely been a good thing for us. And again, they've given us access to a giant music database, so I'm not trying to use all the free downloadable songs from the internet. They've actually got a giant database with thousands of songs that we can use. So definitely glad we signed up with those guys. I know we had so many people contacting us, wanting us to sign up with them, but
Yeah,
we made the right choice.
there's a lot of competition in that space.
But
I think we made the right choice.
Yeah, definitely. It's only been a good thing for us.
I think we're gaining views at something like the rate of 2 million per month is what it looks like it's doing now. And I don't know what that was before. I think we joined with them in the November of 2012. I'm thinking you've only been doing this like 2 years with them.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And one of the things that's just been really frustrating to me is we used to upload our videos to Blip TV, and they would feed to the iTunes.
Yeah.
So we had so many great reviews there and 5-star ratings. And when Blip decided they weren't going to do that anymore for anybody, it wasn't just us, but when they stopped feeding iTunes, then all of our videos went away in there. And so all those people who were subscribed to us now don't know that they're not getting video from us unless they start to notice, well, I haven't gotten a Big Cat Rescue video in a long time. And if they go back to iTunes and type in Big Cat Rescue, they will find the empty podcast that used to be Flip TV, and then they'll find 3 versions from revision 3, and then they find another one that I created trying to figure out some way to get all of our videos back into the first one. And so there's like 5 now. And I just sent an email to Isabel this morning because she's been working on it, but we just have not figured out a way that we can get all of our videos fed into a feed that we own. So if anybody out there knows how to get a feed into YouTube that you own yourself and you can control, we would really love to know how to do that.
Yeah, that's crazy that that's not been resolved yet. I know I was trying to figure it out, me and you, and then that's way over my head. But
I've been pulling my hair out. Yeah, well, if nothing else, I'm going to take off the 2 that we have so that they're not competing with the revision 3, because I don't want people pulling up the first 2 that come up, which are ours, and then giving up.
Yeah.
But I just hate to lose all of those reviews because once I pull it, it's gone.
Yeah, that sucks. But I guess, how many are on the revision 3 iTunes? I guess the last 40 or 50 of them.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was thinking you had been there for about a year or about 2 years because of the number of videos.
At least there's something up there until we get it figured out. If we ever get it figured out.
We will get it figured out sooner or later.
Internet needs to help. Some internet people out there will be able to help us out. Marmalade's just trying to walk all over the keyboard. He's looking out the window right now.
There's Marmalade.
Goofy cat.
So we got to our last 5 minutes. What would you like people to know about you that we haven't covered?
Nothing. That went fast. What would they like to know about me? I don't know.
I know people would love to know how your mind works because you're just so creative and you have a good sense of humor, which is something that most Americans do not think that Europeans have.
It's a different brand, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. Like the sense of humor in our videos, like just the mix of our videos too. Like we obviously can't keep making the serious, sad videos and uploading them every week. Although that would be great if everybody watched the serious videos in the millions, like our viral videos. and they'd all go to our website and sign the petitions.
But that doesn't happen.
That's why we make the fun videos, to get people subscribed and get people back to our website, and just pull my headphones out and just learn about Big Cat Rescue and what we're doing. But me personally, was that the question?
Yes, you personally. What would people like to know about you?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, we will leave that
out
open in the notes at the end of the page. And
Good
if you
call.
have a question for Chris, he will answer you on Facebook.
That's a good way to end it.
Okay.
Leave the comments. That'll be good.
All right. Well, this has been Cat Chat 49 with Chris Poole from Big Cat Rescue, and you can find us on Stitcher Radio. You can find us at the Cat Chat Show. You can find the Cat Chat Show actually on iTunes. That one I've managed to be able to figure out because I send it to Libsyn and then Libsyn feeds it. But I get charged for every one of those that I put on, so that's why I haven't done yours. But I need to talk to you more about how big yours are, because maybe that's the only way we're going to fix this is to create a Libsyn account for the Big Cat Rescue videos.
Over 400 videos, that could be quite expensive.
Yeah.
I save them all in different sizes, so I've got like 4K, the 1080p, 720p, and the large, which is like 540. So we could maybe get away with 720p resolution.
How big a file usually for a 5-minute video?
Maybe a couple of 100 megabytes.
Oh, that's not bad. How big is it for the HD?
The 1080p is like, well, it's probably double that, I'm guessing.
So like 600 megabytes?
Yeah, 500-600 megabytes for a 5-minute video.
That's not bad, given that these Cat Chat shows are like 4 gigabytes. Those are an hour long.
Yeah, I'll let you know for sure.
Okay, well maybe we'll try that and see if we can't short circuit the problem that we're having. Anyway, this has been Cat Chat 49. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, you can find us at thecatchatshow.com. Bye.
Bye. See you later.